Hello Pisces, welcome to your end of September reading. I'm sorry I'm so late, but I'm a Pisces too, so you guys get me, I'm sure. We're starting off with Astro Dice today because I only got these recently and I'm loving them. But first off, I already started getting a message as soon as I got into your vibe, which was sort of giving me the essence of someone trying to escape. It feels like you're trying to run away from something. So we have Mars in the 11th house, Libra. Okay, interesting. Mars is currently in Libra. So with Mars, 11th house, Libra, this feels as though what you're trying to sort of run away from, I'm feeling like is an energy of stagnancy. It's an energy of not getting what it is that you truly want. I feel like some of you guys haven't been realizing that you are more blessed than you think. I think that for you guys, at the end of September, there's always like this huge realization coming in like, okay, because I'm getting aggression. I'm getting aggression has come up recently, or you've been seeing yourself react in maybe a bit of an aggressive way, or just a way that doesn't really suit how you feel in your essence that you want to show up. And I feel like the end of September, it's kind of got you reflecting and paying attention to what it is that you're actually doing in your day-to-day life to bring out this aggression, or what you're noticing in others that's bringing out this aggression. So I feel like this is actually a really deep reflective time for you, because it's like you're having this realization that, okay, yeah, I have some anger here, I have some fear, I have some reactivity within me, but I want to be aware of that now. I want to be in control. This is feeling like you're wanting to take control of your aggression. You're trying to take control of the way you tend to react at times. This is Mars in the 11th house. I have Mars in the 11th house natally, which gives someone a real drive to act upon their dreams, to act upon their goals, to act upon what it is that they truly want, even you know, to maybe a fault at times. I think 11th house Mars can be like this obsessive, even because it's the 11th house, it's like this Aquarian energy where I need to take care of everyone. I need to make sure that everyone's taken care of, everyone's nurtured, everyone's nourished, because we have Libra here. You know, Libra wants to harmonize. Libra wants to bring health and peace and restoration to the group, you know, Aquarius, 11th house. So I feel like you guys have noticed within yourselves recently just this, this sort of like, I'm getting the word, like, it sounds to me like lasting toxicity. It's like this little bit of residue that I think that you guys have left over from a really deep period of purging. The word I'm hearing is purging. I feel like you guys have been purging for a long time, Pisces. And this probably has a lot to do with Saturn being in your sign and Saturn being retrograde at the moment as well. But Saturn's really calling Pisces into a level of maturation, into a level of grow up and glow up. This 11th house and Mars with Libra, it's giving me a glow up, especially in your appearance as well. I think that you guys have been like neglecting aspects of yourself that you really have needed to put energy into, i.e. your appearance, Pisces. And like I said, I'm a Pisces too. And it's funny because today I actually wore something relatively nice. Like usually when I film my readings, I just put on whatever shirt feels comfortable. I never put on makeup. I never do anything. I just kind of get ready. Just sit down, because Pisces guys, we like to chill. We don't like to like cover ourselves in makeup and stuff all the time. We do love it sometimes. But that's what this Libra is talking about. Seeing yourself as more of a artist. Seeing yourself as more of a canvas, and you are the artist with the paintbrush. So, you know, it's deciding that I'm going to actually take care of myself in a way that really like accentuates my beauty, my natural essence, my natural beauty. Whether you're a man, woman, doesn't matter. But it's really giving me an energy at the end of September of flaunting what you should already or are confident about. We have the Saboteur coming out. We have the Storyteller, and at the bottom of the deck, this is so you, we have the Servant. Light attribute, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. But it did come out in the reverse, so we're going to read the Shadow attribute as well. Using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. So Pisces, you've been using lack mentality or a lack of money as a reason to not move forward. And of course, I very much understand the feeling of when you don't have money, feeling like you physically can't do anything. You can't make any changes in life. It feels like you felt stuck, Pisces. I feel like you felt stuck for a long time because you don't have, haven't had the money that you thought or believed that you needed in order to get to this goal, to get to this dream. I feel like for some of you guys, it's like wanting to move out of the house for the first time. Your family house, or it's wanting to buy your own house, or it's wanting to move to the other side of the country, or move to another country in general, or it's wanting to start a job or your own business, and be supported through that. And that's been a process. It's been a really, really intense, powerful process of you having to strip back the layers of who you were and of who you thought you were, and now you're becoming who you really are. And you have a serious, you're Pisces, right? You have a genuine need in this lifetime to be of service to spirit and to yourself and to the collective, because Pisces and Virgo is an axis. Both, you know, same side of different coin. I say it all the time. So Virgo needs to be in service physically. Pisces needs to be in service spiritually. So you in this lifetime are learning to be a physical service spiritually to others in whatever way that, you know, works for you. We have alchemist underneath as well. So you guys have a natural power to alchemize your situation. You know, you have a natural power to your water. You know, you can flow, you can move, you can, and you're mutable. So you guys can really like allow life to offer you, you know, I want to say like, I feel like life and you have this like relationship where you're allowed to just let things be. You're allowed to just release and let go, and you're allowed to just listen to your soul. And this is what I want to say, like I want to give you permission, Pisces. Right now I feel like spirit is saying Pisces needs permission to be themselves. Pisces needs permission to be this storyteller, because you're a storyteller. You know, your opposite sign, Virgo, is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, of writing, of stories, and of, you know, all that sort of stuff. And Pisces is the imagination. So you guys have such a beautiful, profound, incredible imagination. And I honestly see, like, I'm seeing this bowl that she's holding with all this beautiful liquid shining out. Like, this is so Pisces. You're the service you offer people, whether that's you offer to take care of their animals, or you've started a business where you're doing tarot readings, or you're making oils, or, you know, you're giving massages. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. Whatever it is, this thing that you're doing, it's literally relies on the essence of you being able to just completely shine through what it is that you're doing, who it is that you're giving to. I don't know if that fully makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is that people need to really feel the true essence of you. People want to hear your story. You have a really powerful story. You have a really deep and profound, I think, past. Like, it's a very powerful past that's led you to this present, and that past doesn't always look happy. That past doesn't always feel good. I'm looking at the shadow attributes of the Alchemist card, and it says misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So, you know, you guys are super duper spiritual, but in the past there's been a little bit of a misuse of that knowledge. And I'll give an example. I do this all the time, but, you know, example of me is I got into my spiritual journey when I was like 17 or whatever. It's 11 years later. And for the vast majority, like the beginning years of my spiritual journey, I was obsessed with the law of attraction in a dogmatic way. Like, literally to the point where I was just like, oh my God, what? You did that? Like, I literally was like, oh my God, you manifested cancer? Like, geez, what's wrong with your vibration? You know, that sort of energy. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because so many people do go through that. And it's just like a phase that I feel like the ego kind of needs to go through in order to release it, if you know what I mean. So that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, in the past there was like an energy of maybe like, I know the way, or this is what I believe and what I believe is right, or, you know, anything like that. And I think that the energy that you're coming into in the end of September is very open and receptive to other people's ideas, especially Libra, you know, other people's opinions, other people's input, you know. And the last card we have is the Saboteur. It says light attribute highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Shadow attribute is induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So you guys can have some very self-destructive behavior. You guys can have a tendency to want to escape reality and to bury under the rug what it is that's super duper uncomfortable, what it is that feels like it's too much to handle. Pisces, because it's the last zodiac sign, it's been through the entire zodiac, it's been through so much, it's almost like, can I just hide? I'm just sick of this. Like, just leave me alone. I'm going. Like, I'd either rather hide, or I'd rather go like fly away into the ethers and go float on a cloud and just live on a cloud. So this saboteur is saying at the end of September, you're finally going to put yourself out there in service, whether that's getting a new job, starting a business, or whatever it is. You're doing something that essentially helps you to finally get yourself out of this rut, to finally get yourself out of this energy. You guys have us natural givers. Like, you have a service that you need to provide in some way, shape or form, you know what I mean? Put that service where it fits right for you, because it's going to be different for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and list off a whole bunch of different options, but you know where in your soul you feel called to serve others. And so this saboteur is saying, until you serve others, until you stand in your power as a spiritual servant, you know, as a spiritual servant, literally as someone who is here to serve spiritually the masses, to tell their story. Unless you start telling your story, and unless you start serving the way you're meant to, you're going to continuously be sabotaging your own success. You're going to be continuously sabotaging your own power, you know, because this saboteur highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. You guys haven't even realized that you genuinely have a subtle fear that, like, you're afraid of being in your power, Pisces. You really are. You're afraid of being in your power. And that's why Pisces progresses back into Aries. Because when Pisces progresses into Aries and the wheel begins again, that energy is back. Aries won't back down. Aries will empower itself. Aries cares about their self. You know, where Pisces can care more about everything than themselves. You know what I mean? So this Mars Libra 11th house, you're being forced to become the artist that you are. You have to. You have no other choice. Like, I literally just want to say to you, Pisces, you have no other choice but to follow your dreams. You have no other choice but to do what feels right in your soul. What you need to create. It's this creative energy that in the past you held it in. Like, I'm seeing this card. She has these flowers popping out of her head. Like, you have so many beautiful, creative, just awesome ideas that you don't let yourself physically put into action because you're afraid of the changes that success and the happiness and self-confidence would actually bring into your life. And you know, I really, really get that. I really, really get that. It's like the scariest fucking thing. And I can't explain to you why it feels so scary and uncomfortable, but it does. It just feels so, and we don't even realize that maybe that feels so scary and uncomfortable. We just procrastinate. Our way of dealing with it is to just put it to the side and just say, well, I've got to do this first, you know. You might be, like with this servant, you might be trying to clean all the time, or, you know, doing things for other people to distract yourself from what you actually need to do for your own community, or for your own clients, you know, or I feel like you guys get me. I feel like you guys get the story that I'm telling. Let's get into some tarot cards. We have the world at the bottom of the card. So, like, put yourself out there. The world needs to see you. The world is feeling like, I'm literally hearing it, and I've said this so many times because it comes up a lot. Because the people on my channel, like, I know that you guys are people who genuinely want to create magic in this world, and so I get this message all the time, but essentially it's giving me this quote from a podcast I listened to years and years ago. But the guy said, the world needs your dream. Okay? The world needs your dream. If you don't follow your dream, if you don't follow what it is that your heart's truly calling you towards, the world's never going to see that, and the world's never going to be gifted what it is that you were meant to gift the world. Oh, the world's gone now. We have the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. There's like a symbiosis that you need to create with you. I feel like there's two versions of you. There's like the version of you, and someone else had this message as well. It might have been Sagittarius or Capricorn, maybe even Aquarius. Anyway, there's like two versions of you. One version of you who actually does have the confidence and who is like, yeah, I'm fucking badass at this. I really can do this. You know, that Mars in Libra, like, in the 11th house, like, I can go for my dreams and I'm going to make them happen, and I can collaborate with others, and I can meet other people, and like the right people are sort of drawn to my energy. And then there's another version of you that is the sabotage version. The version of you that is like, who are you to do that? Who are you to stand in service? Who are you to call yourself a spiritual what? Who are you to call yourself this or that or the other? You know what I mean? So it's almost like building a bridge between the two and working through the beliefs. And like, you know, the thing is, it's like giving me this energy of you having to like listen. Like when these feelings come up, when you see yourself having a reaction, when you're having a blow up, when you're feeling this rage or this sadness well up inside of you, really start to question yourself and ask yourself, what are these emotions telling me? What is this? Why is this coming up? We have the Hermit card coming out. And the Hermit is here to say, listen, get in touch with your own feelings, get in touch with your own essence. You guys have been hermits for a long time. I feel like you guys have been putting your energy, you've held your energy close to your chest. And I think the end of September, you're still kind of going to be holding your energy to your chest a little, but the energy has shifted, the energy has changed. And this is a confirmation of that. And you can feel that. Things may not look super different externally at the moment, the end of September, but they're going to start changing. You're already starting to shift. We have the Page of Cups coming out, so you guys are starting to open up and listen to your intuition more. I also feel like there's an energy of forgiveness that's coming in. I think for some of you guys, you have childhood wounds to forgive, because I feel like for some of you, you didn't know or learn how to fill up your own cup as a child. You've had to learn as an adult how to start emotionally nourishing and nurturing and taking care of yourself. And so it's having compassion for yourself in that, but it's also having compassion for your own parents or the people that raised you, because if they raised you in an energy of not teaching you how to emotionally regulate themselves, that means that they didn't know how to regulate themselves either. So they couldn't teach you something that they didn't know within themselves. So it's an energy of forgiving them because they didn't know what they didn't know. They did the best that they could with the tools that they had at the time. And so, you know, that's almost like, I feel like that energy in itself, that realization, that like forgiveness, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like a proper release. It's like you finally get to speak your truth because you understand that nobody intentionally did anything to you so much as people just hurt, you know, hurt people, you know? We can't show up for people if in a way that we haven't known to show up even for ourselves, if we weren't taught that, you know? So don't expect yourself to have everything figured out all of a sudden. Like, you're undoing a lifetime's worth of stuff. I feel like a lot of my Pisces that I'm tuned into, you might be going through your first or your second Saturn return, or just literally this Saturn in Pisces is hitting, because it's going to be hitting wherever it is that you have Pisces. So, you know, just having Saturn in this sign is a level up in itself anyway. And it's pretty much like, it's bringing us, rooting us, grounding us back down into reality and allowing us to finally bring some of these dreams and some of these ideas and goals and, like, you know, ideas from the ethers, putting them physically down here in reality. I think that you guys as well, it's almost like you're needing to, I want to say, put yourself out there to connect with other people. It's like spending more time, because we have Libra and we have the 11th house. So connecting with the collective. Some of you guys are needing to put yourself out there on the internet. There's a real fear with that, especially with the moon coming out. You guys are extremely fertile and abundant, but you don't realize, but there's, I don't want to say you don't realize, you just don't, no, that's right, you don't realize that you're actually in a lot of fear a lot of the time. It's almost like, I'll give another example. When I was younger, I suffered chronic anxiety, but you couldn't have told me that. I would have laughed in your face if you told me that I had anxiety. I was like, nah, bitch, this girl is sweet. Like, definitely didn't think I had any anxiety whatsoever. But I started a job, and I really liked the job, but it was a new job. And, you know, over time, I don't even know, I might have told this story already, but I was finding that as I was a waitress, so as I was like clearing plates and doing stuff, I was finding that I couldn't breathe. Like, I was literally like, like I just could not get enough air in my lungs. I would constantly be walking around like breath, that wasn't enough, and then I'd have to do a huge deep breath and hopefully get enough air in. I might occasionally get one breath in that felt like enough air, and then I was like, cool, but then it would dissipate very quickly and then I'd be doing the same thing. And I was doing that constantly for fucking months. I don't think I stopped doing that until I got heavily into yoga. So that's an example. I didn't realize that I had anxiety, but my body was showing me that I had chronic anxiety, but my mind wasn't able to access or accept that. And that's a very Piscean thing. It's not seeing what's really happening. It's not seeing what's truly there. It's kind of being somewhere else. So with this moon and this Three of Wands, it's kind of like, I feel like this energy of wanting to avoid it. You've wanted to avoid this for so long. You've wanted to avoid stepping into your own empowerment. You've wanted to avoid putting yourself out there and telling your story and being of service in this way. Because I think, like, I don't want to say the reason, because the reason's going to be different for everyone. But it just feels as though there's this real uncertainty about, how do I actually take care of myself in this lifetime? How do I actually become like this stable, solid beacon of service? You know, because I feel like it's just really, everything that's coming up for you, Pisces, is really about service and is about giving your light to the world. And I think that there's like an imposter syndrome that you might get with that, because you don't feel healed enough within yourself to be someone that others look up to. But you are, Pisces. You really are. It's your fear that gets in the way. What is your advice, Pisces? We have Death. We have the Lovers. Oh my God. So you really do. You need to shed an old skin. Death is coming in for you. Like, the advice is to let things die that need to be dead. You know, it's to let endings happen with this Lovers card as well. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands underneath that, with the Two of Pentacles under that. So your success is really going to come in your ability to take action and to move forward and to really plant the seeds. Get these seeds in the ground. It's time. Like, happy spring for our Southern Hemisphere folks. Spring is here, and so it's time to sow your seeds. This goal is going to manifest, but you need to stay connected to it. With this Lovers card, it's giving me being so passionately connected to the goal, to the dream, being so in love with it, being so deeply intertwined and connected with it. At the same time, not making this goal or this dream the be all and end all. Like, this is an example I would say is, if you want to start your own like spiritual business, don't make that business your entire life. Like, the business is not everything. Your gifts and your service is a blessing, and it's a powerful way for you to show up in purpose and service in this lifetime. But your job, your business, your career is not the be all and end all, and doesn't have to be everything. You are allowed to give yourself space, and you are allowed to, you know, also be someone who wants to nourish a family. You're allowed to also be someone who just wants to travel. You don't have to be this super duper hardworking CEO boss person if that's not what you want to be, you know. That's just an example. But whatever it is that you're feeling, or in the back of your mind you felt like you had to show up as in order to be successful, or in order to reach this goal or this dream, like, you don't need to show up as that. You can show up as who you really are, who you truly are, and that's how you're actually going to find success. Because what needs to die is the version of you that was not confident in who you really are. The version of you who was putting on a mask and who was showing up in a certain way. Like, especially if you've been showing up in a way that, you know, in the back of your mind says that I can't show this side of myself, you know, otherwise I'll be cancelled, or people won't understand me, or people won't get what I'm saying, you know. It's like this energy of like wanting to be liked, and that's the thing with Libra as well, especially with the 11th house. It's like wanting everybody to like you. That's just never going to happen, Pisces, and that's why Mars is here to say, you know, sometimes people aren't going to dig what your vibe is. People aren't going to dig you. People don't, like, not everyone fucking likes me. Jesus Christ. Like, I've really had to accept this because I have so much Libra in my chart. I've had to accept that people are not gonna like me, and that was like the hardest thing for me even in high school. I've always been like a bit of a confident, like a bit like, wow, like crazy, like let's party vibe sort of person. Not even party, I didn't actually party, but like I'm just silly. I like to play. And I remember in high school people saying I was up myself and like not liking me because they thought I was an up myself asshole, but they didn't realize I was joking. I was taking the piss out of the popular people, and it was the popular people who were calling me an up myself asshole, you know, which was funny because I was just taking the piss out of them. The way they talked, the way they acted, I was just exaggerating it. You know, and they didn't like it. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is just show up as you. Not everyone's going to like it. Not everyone's going to get it, but the people that are meant to get it will. My friends loved the fact that I used to do that. You know, they loved all the stupid, funny, silly shit that I did and the way I used to pretend that I was one of the popular girls too. You know, they loved that, but the popular girls didn't. So, you know, it's about finding your tribe. It's not about needing to be there, liked by the entire world. Not everyone is going to get you, Pisces. And that's a big lesson, okay? Because you do have this unconditionally loving nature. You guys can love the whole world, you can love everyone, but not everyone's going to love you. And that's okay. And that's something you need to accept, because when you accept that and you allow this version of yourself that has been hiding or like stifling aspects of your essence and your bigness and your brightness to make others feel comfortable, that's got to go. It's time to get that energy out of here. You're done with it, Pisces. The Six of Wands is here because you are ready to find success. You're ready to be seen as well. Like, this is a peacock. Everybody loves the beauty of a peacock. You can't not notice the beauty of a peacock. Everybody has to turn it. Like, if a peacock like is around, everyone's going to be looking at that, especially if they open their tail. So it's time for you to start opening your tail. Like, this is eyes. Eyes are on you, Pisces. People want to be viewing you. People are interested in what you have to say, especially with this this storyteller. And I'm getting a really itchy nose. So people really, really need to hear what it is that you have to say. Some of you guys are really good writers, or just the way you communicate or the art that you create really helps people connect with you. This King of Wands and the Six of Cups as well. Wow, with the Two of Cups underneath that. Like, you guys know that you have some sort of gift that you've had to share with the world since you were a child. You've felt this bigness forever, but that bigness, like I told that story about when I was in high school and like people used to think I was an asshole and stuff. And it actually, in the end, I was just like, wow, damn, people don't like me. Shit. Like, it kind of sucked. I hated it. Like, I got bullied heaps. And I didn't dig it. I was like, why don't people like me? You know? But that's life. That's life, and that's a lesson. If you incarnate with Pisces and Libra, even Aries and stuff, like, you're moving through life where you're learning to navigate relationships with other people and being liked and owning your own shit and all that sort of stuff. So King of Wands is saying, like, you have a confidence, a natural confidence, a natural radiance that you have pushed under the rug. You always had it. You had it as a kid, and now it's time for the world to see it again. Because if you start to rely and build on this skill and to use this skill and to put this skill out in the world, with this Ace of Pentacles, luck is on your side. The universe is on your side. You are being, you've been being prepared for a long time to be of service, to be someone who actually has the capacity to hold space for others. Because I think maybe when you were younger, with this Alchemist in reverse and some of the examples I've even given, I couldn't have been this spiritual guide that I am now back in the day when I was younger, because I was too dogmatic and I had too many beliefs that, like, my way was right and all that sort of stuff. It takes time. So it's taken time. It's taken, a whole story to get through. It's taken a whole book. Like, you're up to a whole new chapter than when you started. So the chapters, it's time to write a new chapter as well. It's time to lay to rest the version of you that wasn't empowering itself. The version of you that wasn't keen on being in your own personal essence and standing in your power. You are ready to you need to be sure of the fact that you're ready to soar. Like, this is really just being so like, okay, it's time. The time is here. The time has come. The time is now. And trusting that and having confidence with that and believing in that. We get one last card for you, Pisces. We have Harmony. It says power, self-confidence, and productivity. Funny. And then we have Yin Yang, creating harmony through balance. Both cards saying harmony. Tree of Life at the bottom of the deck. Fertility, creativity, destiny, and magical blessings. You guys are really, really in this energy of just aligning with destiny. And that's what this 11th house is as well, with this Mars. It's like finally having the energy and the power and the wherewithal and the excitement and the motivation and encouragement and inspiration to finally go for your goals, to finally go for what it is that you've been dreaming about for a long time. There is balance coming in because you're finally allowing life to work with you rather than sorry guys, camera ran out. But you guys are going to be starting to get a lot more productive. Your confidence, I feel like your confidence grows in your ability to actually be productive. And, Virgo, your opposing sign. to actually do the details, to get into the nitty-gritty and to do the stuff that you might have been putting off for a while. It's creating this harmony, and you know, she's got her eyes closed in this harmony card as well, this balance yin yang card. So I'm seeing this is, like we already talked about, is really listening to your intuition and really listening to your gut. There's a lot of abundance that's coming in for you as you finally allow, I think it's like this ancestral healing, to be honest, because this tree of life, it's giving me ancestral healing. You've done the work now to be able to start a new chapter in your family's lineage, to start a new chapter in your family's family tree. You know what I mean? So destiny is here. Destiny is waking you up to where you need to go and to who you really are. It's time to do the things. This productivity, like we've been talking about confidence a lot. It really is about having the confidence to just create and to just put it out there and to just do it. You know, whatever it is for you, whatever this goal is, whatever this dream is that you know in your soul has been calling to you for so fucking long, the time has come that you can't deny it a second longer. The more you deny it, the worse you're going to feel. The more you try not to be of service, the more you try to hide away and to be in your own essence and to not give your light to the world, the more you're actually going to feel yourself being stifled. Tell your story, speak up, share, put yourself out there. It's time to move forward. You've waited long enough, Pisces. Okay, I'm going to leave this reading here. I really, really love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this reading and if it resonated with you, please do give it a like because it helps this video to reach more beautiful Piscean souls. Do comment down below if you feel like sharing. If you would like to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with moi, you can do that down below through the link in my description. I have heaps of different reading options. I would like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, and all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments for allowing me to receive and to deliver this message to you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. Make sure you check out your channeled song, and I'll see you in October, Pisces. Peace. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention throughout that whole reading that I have a really bad sty on my eye. So if you've been thinking, like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch's eye? I have a sty. Peace.